Hey friend, welcome to the Real Tea with Sheena G. If you're listening to this while driving between appointments, sitting in your car after a long day, folding laundry, or stealing one quiet moment to breathe, I'm really glad you're here. Before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. This podcast isn't a production, it's a diary, a real-time recording of me becoming all that God already called me to be. Somewhere along the way, that realization started to change everything for me, girl. Because for most of my career, I was taught to hustle for capacity, more output, more responsibility, more reach. But what I'm learning now is this: clarity comes before capacity. I have been building systems and strategies without tending to the woman meant to steward them. I was preparing containers for growth without first preparing my heart, my mind, and my rhythm. And eventually, something had to give. I want to pause here and name who this space is for. Whether your faith is deeply rooted or you're just starting to ask bigger, more honest questions, you're welcome here. This is for the women who look successful on paper but feel stretched thin in their spirit. Women who are doing all the right things, showing up, serving well, building consistency, and still feeling like something is off. Like you're running hard, but can't remember why you entered the race in the first place. This podcast exists for women who are tired of building businesses that cost them their peace. For a long time, I genuinely believed growth meant more. More strategy, more offers, more visibility, more content. And from the outside, it worked. Businesses grew, income increased, opportunities expanded. But internally, I was exhausted, reactive, constantly adjusting to expectations that weren't even mine. I'd wake up with my to-do list already running my nervous system, and I'd end the day productive but not purposeful. Successful by every visible metrics, but quietly wondering, is this really what I'm called to? And the hardest part, nothing looked wrong, but I was building capacity without clarity. Then life gave me a hard pause. It got my attention in a way I couldn't ignore. I won't go into all the details here, but it was enough to make me rethink everything I was chasing. In that quiet with God, I realized I've been asking the wrong questions. Not what should I do next, but who am I becoming? Because I need a better strategy. I needed a different starting point. I needed to return to identity, not identity as a brand, not identity as a role, realtor, coach, leader, but identity as a daughter. And when that became my anchor, everything else began to recalibrate. This realization quietly became the foundation of everything I'm building now. It's the heartbeat behind a book I've been writing, one that's coming later this year. And while I won't unpack it all today, I want you to hear the framework beneath it. Faith as partnership, not performance. Healing as stewardship, not denial. Obedience as a daily choice, not just dramatic moments. Leadership as modeling, not preaching. Success as alignment, not accumulation. Once you understand why those matter, everything else makes sense. Systems stop feeling restrictive. Structure becomes supportive, boundaries feel holy. Rest becomes responsible, rhythm becomes sustainable. Because this isn't about doing more, it's about doing things differently. When identity became the foundation, my work stopped being about proving my worth and started being about stewarding what I'd been given. Now, working exclusively with real estate agents, every agent conversation became an assignment. Every strategy session became ministry. And looking back over my 23 years as a realtor, I can see it now. Real estate isn't just business, it's ministry. You're helping families find home, stewarding resources, guiding people through major life transitions. Every closing is an opportunity to steward with excellence and compassion. I stopped saying yes to every opportunity and started discerning which agents were mine to carry, because not every open door is for you. And saying no isn't disobedience, it's discernment. There is a verse that's been anchoring this entire season for me. Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Not the business world's pattern, not social media's pattern, not even the church world's pressure to perform success. Transformation doesn't start with effort, it starts with becoming. And that's my word for 2026, become. That's why I decided to relaunch the Real Tea podcast publicly, not as a how-to show, not as a highlight reel, not as a place to strive harder, but as an audio first space, more like a voice note than a broadcast. If this episode resonated, that's not an accident. Come join us inside of the Leverage Lounge, where we're going deeper. It is a faith rooted space where overwhelmed real estate women stop running and start becoming steady, supported CEOs. Think of it like this: before systems, before scaling, before delegation, there has to be a place to land. That's the lounge. There's prayer, practical support, real conversations, and rhythms that protect your peace. And friend, I'll leave you with this. You're not late. You're not disqualified. You're becoming. So take a breath. You're exactly where you need to be. Come sit with us. The link is in the show notes. There's a 7-day trial, no pressure. If it's not your space, you can leave anytime. Before we close, I want to take a moment to pray. And if prayer isn't something you're used to, you're still welcome here. You don't have to say anything. Just receive what's meant for you. God, thank you for the woman listening right now. You see her effort. You see her faithfulness. You see the weight she's been carrying quietly. I pray that you would release her from the pressure to prove, from the belief that more hustle will somehow bring more peace. Give her clarity before capacity. Anchor her in identity before assignments. Teach her to steward what you've placed in her hands without losing her rest, her joy, or herself. If she's tired, meet her with rest. If she's uncertain, meet her with clarity. If she's becoming, remind her she's not late. Help her walk with you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but in step with you. We trust you with the process. We trust you with timing. We trust you with who she is becoming. Amen. And friends, that's the heart of what we're doing here. Clarity before capacity. I'll see you next time.